So, I'm gonna give you some 10 out of 10 advice that actually freaking works about how to get more stuff done, how to become more productive, how to get more productive things done. Just an amazing way. Wake up earlier. Do not go on your phone for the first hour or however long it takes for you to get the work done. Kind of it. Do not go on your phone. Do not check your messages. Do not check anything. The only thing that you do, turn off your alarm, walk to wherever you work, walk to your desk, work on whatever you need to work on. That's freaking it. So why? Why do I not check my phone? I thought everyone checks their freaking phone in the morning. The reason why you should never check your phone before you get into work, before you do your work, is for two reasons. One, it breaks your flow. So in the morning, you usually have this kind of flow, this rhythm that flows perfectly, and it's just really peaceful. You just wake up, you turn off your alarm, and now you're just in this kind of different kind of state. It's kind of like you're sleeping, but you're awake, so you're in this perfect, peaceful flow. But you interrupt that by going on Instagram, by checking your messages, by checking your emails, by checking your phone, by doing whatever. So that by the time you try to sit down, boom, nothing, you can't work, your mind is wandering, you are kind of brain dead, right? You lost your flow. Now, you don't need to just wake up, don't go on your phone, and just go straight into work. The most important thing is do not go on your phone after you wake up for the first hour, for the first 2 hours, for the first 3 hours, so that you do not break your flow. Because you can wake up, you can make your bed, you can meditate, you can go take a cold shower, and then you can come sit to work, but you'll still be in that flow because nothing broke it. The reason why your phone breaks that flow is because of the dopamine inside of your head. Dopamine is this neurotransmitter that is associated with pleasure, with motivation, and you have a surplus of that in the morning when you wake up. But as soon as you start going on your phone, those dopaminergic activities, like going on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, that depletes that dopamine reserve. So by the time you're done scrolling on TikTok, you don't have any more motivation to get to work, because dopamine is basically motivation, right? Dopamine has a set point in reserve. So you use up all that dopamine, all that pleasure, all that motivation, and boom, after that, what's left? Nothing. So you need to sit there, you need to let dopamine recharge, you need to just relax, but you do not do that. Instead, you just keep on scrolling while you're brushing your teeth, while you're combing your hair, whatever, right?
Now, this may sound kind of weird, but let's understand this, okay? If you look at our body, this is what happens. We wake up and we've got a ton of dopamine. And then our body has this system called homeostasis. And so what this means is if we engage in some kind of action, right? So let's take an action. And we've got a ton of dopamine. What this means is that if we engage in an action, we've got a lot of dopamine comes out because we've got a ton of it, right? So our brain is just like the way you are with your bank account, where if you've got a bunch of money, you can afford to spend some because you've got a bunch left. So after we engage in some kind of action, we lose some dopamine, but we kind of spend dopamine. And then the action, remember, the more dopamine we release, this action gets reinforced, okay? So this is totally fine. So as we use some dopamine, that's fine. We have some left. We can take another action and we'll deplete some more dopamine, right? Totally fine. And then eventually what happens is we run out of dopamine. And once we run out of dopamine, then we have a slight problem because now our bank account is empty. So now in order to get dopamine out, right, now that we've squeezed the lemon dry, we need to engage in highly dopaminergic activities. So now that our reserve of dopamine has run out, we need something. So think about it like a lemon that you're squeezing the juice out of, right? So the more you squeeze, at the very beginning, you can squeeze very little and you can get a lot of juice out. But at the very end, you need something very, very powerful to squeeze out the remaining juice. So the more dopaminergic the activity, the less dopamine you need to engage in the activity. So when we look at things like video games, these are highly dopaminergic. And I don't know if this kind of makes sense to you, but when you feel really tired and you don't feel motivated and you don't feel like doing anything, when you're exhausted and you don't want to have fun, you're just kind of sitting around doing nothing, what are the only actions that you can take? What are the actions that are the easiest to take? The lower your energy level is, the easier it is to engage in dopaminergic activities, because these will squeeze out the last bit of dopamine that is left in your brain, because they're very powerful pulls of dopamine. Now, if we engage in actions like video games, let's go down here. So if we engage in, let's say we start out our day and we engage in an action like a video game. Now remember, this is a powerful squeeze. So now we have a full lemon and we are squeezing very tightly. What's going to happen to our dopaminergic signal? We're going to actually empty our whole swath of dopamine because we've got a full lemon and we have a powerful squeeze. And then we have no dopamine left over for other things.
That's why you never, go on your phone if you're trying to get shit done in the morning, if you're trying to become more productive. So my greatest piece of advice to you, wake up earlier because no one's freaking awake and you can just work your freaking ass off. 2, so that you can keep that flow. 3, so that you do not deplete your motivation, your dopamine, so that when you wake up, take a shower, whatever you want, other than go on your phone, you can come to your desk and start working on whatever you want to work on. So that's why I believe that you should never go on your phone if you're trying to get work done. This also just helps get work done faster because you are completely in that work flow. You have no distractions, you have no mind wandering, you don't have any mind thoughts, right? So that you can get the work done faster because you are only focused on that one piece of work. I am only focused on recording videos right now. That's why I haven't been thinking about anything. That's why I haven't been mind watering. That's why I haven't done anything, because all I've done, turn off my alarm, script some videos, watch an educational video on my phone and take notes, and record videos. That's it. It's Video Hunting Away. Like, subscribe, do the hard work, and I'll see you later. And as always, LAC!